Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network here for tonight's race at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway in the season finale for the Mid-South iRacing Late Model Tour. Unfortunately, I did not join the right way again, so we're not going to be able to get any qualifying views. But currently at the top of the board is the number 9 machine of Alex Sexton. Times in practice were very, very close. I tried to go out there myself and throw a few practice laps in, and out of the 16-car field, I ended up third, so not too shabby of a night for me. But a big race here tonight. We will crown a champion. The battle is between Mark Keatman and Carter Russo. Carter Russo, who won last week at the USA International Speedway. He was able to hold off a hard-charging Mark Keatman. But it's going to take a tough feat here tonight from Carter Russo to get this championship. He's out by quite a bit here, but from what I've been told throughout the week is that Carter Russo would need to win the race and get some kind of bonus point and have Mark Keatman finish worse than second. So we're going to have to follow throughout the race to keep an eye on this points battle, as it should be an intense night here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. As we got about a minute left in qualifying, we'll take you through our top 10 running order here in this 15-car field. Alex Sexton in the 9 on the pole with a 17.959. Jimmy Gowker in the number 2J, second place, with a 17.966. Mark Keatman in the 2, third with a 17.968. Preston Moores in the 29 with a fourth with a 9.83. Cooper Ward in the 99, fifth with a 9.88. Zach Woods in the 61 machine rolls off sixth currently with an 18.056. Drew Chance in seventh with a 0.66. Jesse Henderson in the 8th spot with a 0.99. Carter Russo, who is in the championship battle, is going to roll off from deep in the field tonight, 9th place with an 18.118. Jaden Russell rounding out the top 10 with an 18.132 in the number 3 car. You might notice on our scoring pylon, the numbers are going to be just a little bit different than what I'm calling out here. Just pay attention to the number on the race car that you can actually see. We'll try to help out everybody as much as we can. A few latecomers in this race. The 92 of Ryman Castle showing up. Just got back from the race shop. Had to get a few cars ready to roll for the weekend here. And on the pole will be the number 9 machine of Alex Sexton, as we are just a few moments away from setting these guys green for 150 laps of racing here at Nashville. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your chance. Grab some popcorn, grab a few beverages, and sit back and relax and get ready to enjoy 150 laps of super late model racing here at Nashville Fairgrounds. We'll be back in just a second. You won't miss the green flag, so we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back before the drop the green. All right, folks, we are back with just a few seconds left before we go green here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Remember, folks, if you like what you're watching, go ahead and share the video, give it to all your friends. Let somebody know that you think might want some entertainment on a Wednesday night, and get them in this one. So the field is set and ready to go, and on the pole it will be the number 9 machine of Alex Sexton with P1 Performance and graphics by WD on that car. To his outside, the 2J, the PWI preferred warranties RMV Car Company, number 2, Jimmy Gauker. The points leader in the MK Performance, number 2, Mark Keatman. Preston Moores in the Monster Energy, number 29, starts 4th. Cooper Ward in the Sign Tech, number 99, starts in the 5th spot. Is outside the Zach Woods Racing Row H Motorsports, number 61 of Zach Woods. In the 7th spot, it's going to be the Toyota number 2 of Drew Chance. In the 8th spot, the Triple H Racing Graphics by WD, number 28 of Jesse Henderson. In the 9th spot, the battle for the points, Carter Russo in the 21, to his outside, the number 3 Dale Earnhardt paint scheme of Jaden Russell. In the 11th spot, the number 10 is going to be Nick Smith, Kenneth Kucko, Ryan Freeman, Peyton Hamlet, and Ryman Castle are going to finish out the field. And down the back straightaway, Alex Sexton and Jimmy Gauker are going to lead us to the green flag here. So, as the field paces through turns 3 and 4, the pace car is going to pull in. It will be in the hands of Alex Sexton and Jimmy Gauker. Alex goes nice and early. As the screen just blinked, sorry about that. Don't really know what that's about. Let me get that fixed really quick before we get any further in the race. Okay, and Alex Sexton already out front. Mark Keatman jumping up to the 2nd spot. He's going to look to the inside of Alex Sexton out of turn number 4. As Alex leaves the lane open down there, a little bit of contact made. Keatman a little bit sideways already in this one. Lap 2 out of 150. These guys are already beating and banging. So Keatman falls off just a little bit. Jimmy Gauker into the 3rd spot with a challenge from Cooper Ward in the number 99. Keatman once again right back to that rear bumper of Alex Sexton. As a battle for the 5th spot, Drew Chance trying to hold off a horde of people right there with Zach Woods, Preston Moores, and Carter Russo all looking to get up in the top 5. Preston Moores sideways going around, and he saves it, and the field will stay green. A big save from Preston Moores as he went off of the left side door of Zach Woods, and he's going to fall all the way back to the 14th position. But back up front, Alex Sexton starting to kind of pull away, and just as we say that, Alex Sexton gets into the wall, and Mark Keatman is able to slip on by down the back straightaway. Give the lead to Mark Keatman out of turn number 4, coming to lap number 6. Keatman, the points leader, with a dominating 4 wins on the season already. Can he make it number 5? It's still early here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. But up front, so far, it looks like Mark Keatman has got a pretty good hot rod. As Cooper Ward gets around Jimmy Gauker for the 3rd spot. Drew Chance into the other number 2, looking right there as well. Keatman now up front, starting to pull away just a little bit from the number 9 machine of Alex Sexton. We see a big gap right here as the field comes down the backstretch. Carter Russo looking at the inside of Zachary Woods for the 6th spot. A little bit of contact made. Woods on the outside trying to pinch down the number 21 machine. Russo giving plenty of room up to the top side, but into 1 and 2, he slides up just a little bit. Peyton Hamlet in the number 19 looking to make this thing interesting if these guys make some contact. Russo down on the bottom, still not able to clear Zach Woods as of so far. As they go into 1 and 2 again, Woods goes up the racetrack. Zach Woods in the 61 shoots up the racetrack into the wall. He's going to lose 3 spots. Jaden Russell into the number 3 to his inside. Russell now making some contact, shooting up the racetrack. The screen gets fixed there. Ryman Castle in the number 1 tonight gets by Jaden Russell. He's already up to the 9th spot. As battle now for the 4th spot, Drew Chance in the red number 2 and Jimmy Gauker in the white and blue number 2. These guys have had history together. They made a little bit of contact in their days. As Chance backs off just a little bit, but look out because here comes Cooper Ward. He's closed the gap to the number 9 of Alex Sexton. He'll be there. closer to the back bumper of the number 9 through the center of the corner, but it looks like Alex is able to maintain that gap on the exit. This Ward now right there on the back bumper of Sexton. As we come to lap number 15, 14 laps in out of 150. Cooper Ward starting to really close the gap on Alex Sexton. Alex knows there's 150 laps in this one. You got to save those Hoosier tires, keep them underneath you for all 150. Pretty sure these guys get a set of tires in the pits to go down and change. We do know, folks, that they do have to make a mandatory pit stop because these cars will not make it the full 150 laps on one tank of fuel. So these guys are going to have to come down to the pits and grab a splash of fuel, assuming that includes a set of tires. Ward just a little bit slippy there on the exit that time. Carter in the 21 starting to inch his way closer towards this lead pack. He's going to bring Peyton Hamlin in the 19 with him. And Ryman Castle on a mission. Started 15th and he's already up to the 8th spot. And he's trying to look for more as he gets around Zach Woods and he starts to catch Peyton Hamlin and Carter Russo. Out back, battle for the 13th spot. Jesse Henderson in the 28 trying to get around Nick Smith. A little bit of contact made, and around goes Henderson down the back straightaway. This will more than likely bring out the caution, and it does. Caution number 1 of the night here at Nashville Fairgrounds. We'll take a look at what happened right there. We'll take a look here. As you see, out of turns 1 and 2. You see him coming to frame right here. Henderson gets to the inside. He just gets a little bit loose on the bumps on the exit of turns 1 and 2. And he ends up going around towards the inside wall. Ooh, almost contact made there with the number 11 of Ryan Freeman. So, big miss avoided there, but we are under caution for the first time here tonight in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. As it sits right here after 20 laps of racing, Mark Keatman is in the lead, and that would grant him the Midwest iRacing, or the Mid-South iRacing Tour Super Late Model Championship. But Carter Russo in the 21 made a little bit of a charge to the front. He's up into the 6th spot. So is he going to have anything and make this an interesting battle for the points? We're going to have to wait and see. But right now it looks like Mark Keatman is definitely the guy to beat in this race. Folks, remember, if this is your first time here at the the WD Broadcasting Network, man, I really can't talk today. If it's your first time at the WD Broadcasting Network, make sure, if you like the video, like what you're seeing, drop a follow and share the page to see if any of your friends would enjoy the iRacing action here. Unfortunately, this is the last race of the 2022 spring season for the Mid-South iRacing Tour, but they will be back in just a couple of weeks for the 2022 fall/winter season. So Mark Keatman currently in the lead, 23 laps in out of 150. Alex Sexton, who started on the pole in this one, stays in the 2nd place spot after he got passed by Mark Keatman. Jimmy Gowker, who started 2nd, also got passed by Keatman, and he sits in the 3rd spot, able to hold off Cooper Ward in the 99. One thing we got to keep an eye on throughout the rest of this race, the number 1 machine of Ryman Castle made a hard charge to the front of the field. He came from the 15th spot, and he's up into the 7th place spot here, the 8th place spot, sorry. So we're going to definitely watch Ryman on this restart to see if he can keep up that momentum going from the previous green flag run. As the pace car lights are out on the iRacing.com pace car, and we're going to be headed back green this time by. The iRacing.com pace car sneaks into the pit lane. It's going to be in the hands of Mark Keatman and Alex Sexton. Keatman goes, Sexton not as good of a restart. Sexton's going to have a charge from Jimmy Galvin. He's going to have to fend off here into 1 and 2. So it looks like the field makes it well through 1 and 2. They are headed down the back straightaway. Carter Russo in the number 21, looking on the outside of Drew Chance. That right there is for the 5th spot. Russo has it at the line, but he's going to be tight on Chance's door. Chance has to get out of the throttle just a little bit to not spin out on the bumps. And Chance gets in there just a little bit too hot and makes some contact with the 21 of Carter Russo. Ryman Castle now, almost goes around there. But Castle looking to the inside of Peyton Hamlet for the 7th spot. So the one machine definitely has some pretty good speed early. This Hamlet going way up the racetrack. That's going to allow Zach Woods to slip to the inside as well. And we are under caution. Preston Boers in the Monster Energy number 29 going around down the back straightaway. So we will take a look at what happened here. So he was racing with the 71 of Kenneth Kucko. The 71 gets a little bit sideways. And then Boers, upside down. The number 11 machine, or 21 machine, sorry, of Ryan Freeman goes upside down and ends up having to reset because of the contact there. So some heavy front end damage there to the 29 machine of Preston Boers. And Ryan Freeman in the 21 also involved in that one as well. So pretty severe crash there down the back straightaway. Mark Keatman able to hold the lead on that restart there. So we got a few guys in the pits here. Peyton Hamlet in the 19 being one of them. So he rolls off now. Preston Boers in the 29. Just a couple of the guys down on pit road. You see the damage to Preston Boers' front end pretty heavy for 30 laps into this one. So he's going to have to definitely keep an eye on the temperatures into the 29. We see the field pace through turns 1 and 2. As Mark Keatman, your championship leader, as I said earlier, if they were to finish where they are right now, Mark Keatman will end up taking the championship, but we are still very early in this one, folks. So we will have to see how it plays out later in the race. But mathematically, Carter Russo still has a chance at this one. Under this caution period, folks, let us know who you're rooting for, who got you here, and who do you want to win here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Let us know your thoughts, comments, and concerns here towards the early stages of this one. as the field comes to the green flag. Keepman with a good start. Jimmy Gowker, all kinds of sideways coming off of turn number 4. That's going to allow Cooper Ward in the 99 to slip by. Drew Chance in the red number 2, able to bump past Ricardo Russo for the 5th spot. So move Chance back up into the 5th spot. Ryman Castle in the 92. Looking to the inside of Zach Woods in the 61 car. As Jaden Russell goes around out back in the number 3. And that'll bring out yet another caution here at Nashville. Take a look at what happened there. Oh, he makes contact with the number 10 of Nick Smith there as he was coming to a stop. Right here, it looks like he just gets down a little bit too low onto the flat, and around he goes down the back straightaway. But look right here. He gets it back going. And right here just makes contact with the number 10 of Nick Smith. That made Russell's day a lot worse than it had to be. As you see Ryan Freeman in the 21 slipping by. But definitely a heavy hit there from Jaden Russell. As Mark Keatman once again able to hang on to that lead, but Cooper Ward in the number 99 able to grab that 3rd spot from Jimmy Gowker. We saw Jimmy get all kinds of sideways there on that restart. As the field paces around the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Pretty high banked track, half-mile oval here in Nashville, Tennessee. A lot of things, a lot of character in this track. You know, see a lot of people talking about the bumps. And this track is definitely a rough surface, especially down in the bottom of turns 1 and 2. It definitely upsets the car quite a bit, as you saw Jaden Russell going around on the exit of turn 2. But still up front, it is Mark Keatman able to grab that lead and not look back so far. 37 of 150 laps in here at Nashville. And folks, these guys are on a fixed setup from iRacing itself, just a baseline iRacing setup. So these guys are all on the same exact equipment here. That, of course, leaving out wheel and pedals. In the sim racing world, wheel and pedals definitely do make a difference in your speed. A lot of these guys running some higher dollar wheels, and a lot of these guys also running some lower budget wheels and still being able to be fast. So a lot of diversity in this field. But one thing that is the same is the setup that the cars are on. Only things you can really do to these cars is change the brake bias around and some personalized steering things. But other than that, these cars are basically, we'll call it stock. Can't really change much to them. But the pace car lights go out, and we are going to be set back for another restart here at Fairgrounds. You see the Ford Mustang iRacing.com pace car heading down the back straightaway. Field right behind it. It's going to pull off onto the apron and slide its way into the pits. And here comes the field. Keatman's going to go. Alex Sexton's going to follow. Sexton with not that good of a restart once again. And they come in right here through turns 1 and 2. And down the back straightaway they go. Almost 3 wide there for a second. As Alex Sexton getting scooted up the racetrack just a little bit. That's going to allow Cooper Ward to get to his inside. So we're looking down there in turns 1 and 2. Ward now trying to take a peek at the second spot. He got third from Jimmy Gowker. Gowker into the wall. That's going to stack up the whole field down the back straightaway. Russo able to slide through. And Jimmy Gowker falling back quite a bit from that one. Ryman Castle looking at the outside of Zach Woods. He's in the outside wall. That's going to allow Preston Moores in the 29 to get to his inside. Zach Woods in the 61 still fighting for that 8th spot. In front of them, Peyton Hamlet taking a look to the inside of Carter Russo through the corner that time. But here comes Carter Russo looking at the inside of Jimmy Gauker. Almost contact made. Down the front stretch. Russo makes contact. Gauker into the wall once again. Gauker's going to lose 2 more spots for making contact with that outside wall. Move Carter Russo up into the 4th spot in the number 21. Up front, Cooper Ward still trying to get around Alex Sexton in the number 9 machine. Drew Chance sitting in the 4th spot. Is Ryman Castle back there able to get back around the number 71 of Kenneth Cucko. Cooper Ward now just trying to get to that back bumper of the number 9. Carter Russo looking behind them, trying to fight for the 4th spot, but underneath Drew Chance. He peeks to the inside, slides up just a little bit. Chance staying tough on the high side, down the front straightaway, drag race up the line. Chance gets a little bit sideways down the front stretch, and he's going to make contact. Russo will get the spot, but now he's going to have Jimmy Gauker in the number 2 fighting right behind him. His Chance falls back about 4 spots, back all the way to the 8th spot. It's Carter Russo now having trouble out back from Jimmy Gauker. Preston Moores into the number 29 machine, brings it down to the apron. It's Ryman Castle now looking at the inside of Drew Chance, going into turns 1 and 2. Castle almost door to door with Chance as they head down the back straightaway, a little bit sideways for the number 1 of Ryman Castle. Castle slides up and is able to clear Drew Chance coming out of turns 3 and 4. Kenneth Cucko now looking at the inside of Drew Chance. As Chance just not able to keep that same speed as he had when he was up towards the front. As you see the field rolling through turns 1 and 2, Mark Keatman with a pretty big lead, but Alex Sexton also able to put the gap of these to the people behind him. That's Cooper Ward, Carter Russo, and Peyton Hamlin. Cooper Ward still hanging on to that 3rd spot, but Carter Russo is now right there on the back bumper. Is Russo now going to peek the nose out there? A little bit of contact, and around goes Ward, and around goes Russo. Jimmy Gauker hard into the outside wall. So we'll take another look at that one. As you see right here, Carter Russo just gets in a little bit too hot. Makes contact there with the number 99, and then Jimmy Gauker just gets plowed from behind. Zach Woods nowhere to go as Gauker came spinning back up the racetrack, and Gauker goes into the wall after some hard contact with the number 61's front bumper. It's back under yellow once again here at Nashville Fairgrounds. 54 laps in out of 150. Still got a long ways to go in this one. Alex Sexton in the number 9, still hanging on to that 2nd spot. Jimmy Gauker in the PWI Preferred Warranties number 2, going to bring it pit side. Along with the number 21 MK Performance car of Carter Russo. Drew Chance also heading into the pits, joined by Jesse Henderson, Nick Smith as well in the 10. Brings it pit side. Cooper Ward in the 99. Also bringing the Signtech number 99 down pit road. So quite a few cars now in the pits here on lap number 55. A few guys getting tires. You see Jimmy Gauker getting tires on the number 2. Carter Russo in the 21 with tires. Cooper Ward in the 99 also getting tires. As off of pit road, Drew Chance is going to beat everybody else off. Actually, Jesse Henderson in the 28 is going to make sure he gets out in front of everybody else, too. Up front, the guys that didn't end up pitting: Mark Keatman, Alex Sexton, Peyton Hamlet, Zach Woods, Kenneth Cucko. All those guys staying out. These guys are saying it's too early to go down and get the set of Hoosier tires. So some strategy being played out already in the early stages of this one. As the lights go out on the iRacing.com pace car, heads down the back straightaway with the field behind it. And we are going to be going green this time coming out of turns 3 and 4. So far, we have lost 2 cars in this event. 15 cars started. We got 13 cars on the lead lap. And it'll be Mark Keatman and Alex Sexton leading us to the green. Keatman going nice and early once again. That's going to allow Peyton Hamlet to slip to the inside of Alex Sexton as they come through 1 and 2. Hamlet right there as they head down the back straightaway. It's going to be a drag race into turns 3 and 4. Hamlet able to drive the number 19 Ford Performance car into the second spot. Drives it in way deeper in 3 and 4. And is able to get around Alex Sexton, move Peyton Hamlet up to second. Guys on the new tires, Carter Russo already charging through the field, up to the 10th spot already. He's got True Chance and Kenneth Cucko side by side right in front of him. As Russo now looking to the inside of Kenneth Cucko into the number 71. Give the spot to Russo as they go on to turns 3 and 4. Jesse Henderson goes around out of turns 3 and 4. I believe that will end up bringing out the caution here. So caution flag flies once again at Nashville Fairgrounds. We'll take a look at what happened right there. As you see, he's got 3 wide up in front of him, and he's got 3 wide, 2 cars to his outside, and he just grabs a little bit of that flat. Grabs a little bit of that flat out of turns 3 and 4 and ends up going around. Same thing that we saw happen to Jaden Russell in the number 3. So these guys have got to keep it off of that flat spot on the exits of the corners, or it will bite them. So Mark Keatman now in the number 2, bringing it pit side. He's joined by Peyton Hamlet and Alex Sexton in the number 9. Zach Woods, Ryman Castle, Jaden Russell, Carter Russo in the 21 comes down. Kenneth Cucko as well, Cooper Ward in the 99. All these guys down on pit road. Is right here, Mark Keatman, the points leader and the race leader, brings it pit side for some tires. Carter Russo grabbing a splash of fuel. Keatman only getting 2 right side tires. Alex Sexton in the number 9 still down there. Here comes Peyton Hamlet roaring out of his box. Sexton able to go before Peyton Hamlet. Alex is able to pick up a spot on pit road. Here comes Zach Woods, Ryman Castle. Jaden Russell in the 3. Cooper Ward and Kenneth Cucko all making it out of pit road before they go a lap down. That is going to hand the lead over to the numbers 2C of Drew Chance. As he rolls behind the iRacing.com Ford Mustang pace car. But unfortunately for Chance, that only puts 2 cars between him and the leader, or the pit leader, Mark Keatman. Keatman's gonna have Russo right behind him. In the second spot, Jimmy Gowker, the number 2J, looks pretty beaten and battered, but it's still early in this one, so Jimmy wants any chance of winning. He's going to have to keep that nose clean for the rest of the race in the PWI preferred warranties. number 2. As the pace car lights still on, which means timing and scoring not quite ready to send these guys back green flag racing. But this time when we come to the green, it's not going to be Mark Keatman, it's going to be a different 2 car. It will be Drew Chance in the number 2C. It is outside Jimmy Gowker in the number 2J. And in the 3rd spot, Mark Keatman in the number 2. So all of the 2s going to be leading us to the green as the lights go out on the iRacing.com pace car. And we are going to be coming to green this time by 66 laps in out of 150 laps. So still quite a few laps remaining in this one. And the field is going to pace through turns 3 and 4. And we are going to be ready to go back green. It's going to be Chance and Gowker. Chance is going to go a little bit later, but he goes nice and fast. Gowker in the number 2J. Looks like he might be down on power just a little bit. He kind of holds up Russo and Keatman. As you see right here, he gets a little bit loose down the back straightaway. Keatman now underneath Russo. Russo still hanging tough on the outside. Peyton Hamlet in the 19 trying to make this a 4-car battle for the 2nd spot. Keatman now looking back to the inside of Jimmy Gowker. Almost contact made through the center of the corner. Here comes Keatman once again down the backstretch. Gowker into the wall. He's going to slip up, lose 3 positions there, and he's going to tuck back in front of the number 1 of Ryman Castle. As Chance out front, still the leader, but he's going to have a hard-charging Mark Keatman right behind him. Battle for the 3rd spot between Peyton Hamlet and Carter Russo. Hamlet able to close up in the corners, but Russo looks like he kind of has it figured out on the exit, able to open that gap up just a little bit. As Hamlet in the 19 right there on the back bumper, almost contact made that time. You see him race down the front straightaway. As Hamlet looks to the inside there. Oh, and around goes Carter Russo, but he saves it. What a save from the number 21 of Carter Russo. And Peyton Hamlet in the 19 is going to lose a spot, move Ryman Castle into the 4th spot. Ryman Castle, after starting 15th here, is already up to the 4th spot, and we aren't even halfway in this one. So make sure you keep your eye on the Rocket Fabrication and Suspension P1 Performance number 1, as he has definitely found the speed here at Nashville Fairgrounds. Jimmy Gowker in the 2 gets passed by Cooper Ward. After being in the 2nd spot, falls all the way back to the 8th spot after that restart. The old tires definitely starting to kick in for Gowker. And he gets into Cooper Ward. Ward with a heck of a save. And Kenneth Kucko in the 71 shoots up into the outside wall, making hard contact. We'll take a look at what happened right here between Ward and Gowker as they head down the front straightaway. Ward in the 99, Gowker in the 2, and Gowker just gets in way too hot. And then Kucko, wow, hard contact with that outside wall after being hooked by Gowker in the center of the corner as Gowker was trying to save the number 2. And Kucko hits the wall very hard. Mark Keatman able to grab the lead back from Drew Chance that time around. Free pass getting waved to Jaden Russell in the number 3 machine. That puts him back on the lead lap in the 12th spot. Our pole setter Alex Sexton brings it down pit road. He's off of the pit. He's out of the pits now. But that's going to put him back to the 10th spot in the Graphics by WD P1 Performance number 9 machine. In front of him, the 61 out of Osceola, Indiana, Zach Woods, with Row H Motorsports Graphics by WD and P1 Performance on the side of the 61. Jesse Henderson, right in front of him in the Graphics by WD Triple H Racing number 28. Cooper Ward in the Signtech number 99 after just being spun out, sits 5th. Ryman Castle in the P1 Performance number 1 in the 4th spot. Peyton Hamlet in the Ford Performance number 19 Ford Mustang in the 3rd spot. 2nd place is the MK Performance number 21 of Carter Russo, and also in the MK Performance car, the number 2 of Mark Keatman. And that is our field as of right now. 12 cars still on the racetrack, 10 on the lead lap. Is Jimmy Gowker and Kenneth Cucko going a lap down after their pit stops. But it is still fairly early in this one, just past halfway. But Mark Keatman still leads us here. He has led the majority of this race, got the lead back on that restart. And he's going to be defending here when we come back to green in one lap. The lights out on the iRacing.com pace car. And we're going to be sending these guys back to green once again. This time it'll be Russo and Keatman for, I believe, the first time tonight. These guys are going to be going at it on this restart. These two, the points leaders. And I can assure you that they will be getting very aggressive here to try and win the points. So pace car pulls off. Russo with a little bit of an advantage. And Keatman goes. Russo's going to have a really good restart. Actually beats Keatman to the line. And that's going to give him the advantage going through 1 and 2. Russo with a power move, able to hang on out of turns 1 and 2. And oh, the bumper to the back of Russo. Keatman not happy with the way that Russo started that race. Russo to the lead. Keatman now still trying to get it back. Slams the door on Peyton Hamlet. As Keatman now still right there on the back bumper of Carter Russo. Gave him a shot into turns 3 and 4 that last time by. Alex Sexton looking to the outside of Cooper Ward in the 99. This is for the 6th spot. Give the position to Sexton as they head down the back straightaway. Ward still looking, though, on the inside, but this track is rather top dominant once you get side by side, and Alex Sexton is going to pick up the 6th spot at the line. So down the back stretch, Alex Sexton just going to try and clear him here. Ward gives it up and says, here, you go on. You're a little bit faster than I am. In front of them, Jesse Henderson making his way into the top 5 in the number 28. But back up front, Mark Keatman right there on the back bumper of Carter Russo. As we are slowly closing in on lap 101 of 150. And Keatman is trying to make things interesting here. He's right back on the back bumper of Carter Russo. Trying to find a way around. As you see Keatman just able to roll those corners so much better than Russo. And he's able to slip right to the back bumper of him. There's a little bit of contact made. Russo keeps it straight, but Keatman just letting him know that he is right there and ready to go. As Keatman still just trying to find a way around. Falls off just a little bit. Going to try and get the run off of the corners and set up a pass going in. It looks like he did not have enough for it that time. We'll see this time if we can try it again. Once again, not going to have enough. Nashville Fairgrounds here, folks, on iRacing, a very difficult track to pass at when your cars are evenly matched. It's pretty easy to pass somebody if your tires are newer than theirs or if they've worn their tires out more, but when you guys have the same kind of equipment, it is very, very difficult to pass to get the run off the corners. As both of these guys changing their lines up quite a bit to not let the other one go. As Carter Russo still able to hang on to the lead. Keatman gets into the wall down the back straightaway. As Russo now on lap 89 out of 150. So Russo now starting to lead quite a little bit here. Ryman Castle in the 4th spot. Remember, folks, he started all the way back in 15th, and he has worked his way up to 4th. Peyton Hamlet starting 14th, working his way up to 3rd, so a couple of hard chargers here already in this one. Peyton Hamlet in the 19 car actually races at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway in a real-life late model. So I'm sure it would mean nothing more than awesome. It would be nothing more than awesome for Peyton Hamlet to pick up the win here tonight. Contact Russo sideways off of the corner. Keatman now starting to get impatient in the number 2. He's trying to find a way around Carter Russo. But Russo able to hang tough in the 21. As Keatman once again looking to the inside. He's not going to have enough down the front stretch. Now at this point, I do not think Keatman is going to be able to get around Russo by just trying to get the run down the straightaways. As you see here, Russo blocks it off a little bit. Keatman with a shot once again. He's going to look to the inside of Russo now. Down the front stretch. And he's going to try and sail it in there. Russo gives him the line. But down the backstretch, who will it be? As it looks like Keatman's going to have to back out once again. So these guys going at it very hard for the lead. Keatman's given Russo just a few shots here. But Russo able to hang on and stay in the top spot for now. But as I was saying, I don't feel as if Mark Keatman in the number 2 is going to be able to get around Carter Russo the nice way. I think he's going to have to lay the bumper to him and send him up the racetrack just a little bit, unless we get a restart and Keatman's able to do the same thing that Russo did to him. So time will tell as we get closer and closer to lap 100, lap 97 right now. And Carter Russo starts to peek away just a little bit and open up the gap to Mark Keatman. So right here, you can see the gap throughout the field is starting to grow quite a bit. Pretty soon, we're going to be dealing with some lap traffic. Farthest car back about 9 seconds here off of Carter Russo. There's a few beat and battered race cars right here. And here comes the field. So Jaden Russell in the 3 quite a ways back. Keatman right back to the back bumper of Carter Russo. As this exciting battle for the lead continues. There's a little bit more contact, Keatman not afraid to use that bumper as they go into turns 3 and 4 now. He's going to try to shuffle Russo up the track, but Russo stays planted. Leader of lap 100 is going to be Carter Russo in the 21. 50 laps left here at Nashville Fairgrounds. 100 down, 50 to go. And it's looking exciting as of now. Russo sideways, Keatman with a big shot that time. And Keatman's going to have to slip up once again. That moves Carter Russo back into the lead. Russo with a heck of a save down in turns 3 and 4, and Keatman had to swerve towards the flat to avoid him. And Russo's able to hang on to the lead for now. As Russo really starting to hold up the field, you see Ryman Castle in the 1 car, looking to make this a 4-car battle for the top spot. Unfortunately, Jimmy Gowker in the 2 is 1 lap down, so he is not a part of this battle. Keatman with another bumper to the back of the 21. Things are getting exciting here. Post lap 100, Keatman looks to the inside. Russo trying to slam the door. Keatman up the track just a bit. He's going to have to back out. Russo able to hang on to it down the back straightaway. As you see how much quicker Keatman is right here, but Russo able to hang on to the top spot for now. Just through the center of the corner, another bump. Russo hangs on to it. Mark Keatman goes around down the back straightaway. The caution will fly. And a huge change of events here at Nashville Fairgrounds. The caution flies with 45 laps to go. And the second place runner, the points leader, Mark Keatman, goes around, and he's going to be going to the back. Take a look at what happened here as Keatman gets into the corner. Gets into Russo, gets in there. And Jimmy Gallagher in the 2 just not able to check up in time. And he got into the back of Mark Keatman, and around went the number 2. So a huge change of events, championship implications here. As Russo in the 21 going to pull it to the pits. Who all is going to follow? It looks like the entire field. Mark Keatman back there in the 2 also following. So all these guys getting tires. Will it be 4 or will it be 2 with 45 laps to go? You see Russo jacking up those right sides. He's going to get left side tires as well. Alex Sexton on the right sides right here. Keatman getting the right side tires. I'll be surprised if we don't see Mark Keatman just go for the 2-tire strategy, and he does. Who is going to win off of pit road? It's going to be Mark Keatman. Mark Keatman picking up the top spot on pit road strategy. Remember, folks, he did this just a couple of weeks ago back at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, and he ultimately went on to win the race. But I do believe Mark Keatman is going to be going to the tail end of the field. So that is going to give the lead to Jaden Russell in the number 3 machine. A crazy, crazy chain of events here, folks. Keatman spinning out of turns 1 and 2. And he's going to fall back to the, I believe, 10th spot. And Mark Keatman is going to be the leader. Or sorry, Jaden Russell is going to be the leader here. Russell in the Good Wrench Plus number 3 with a lot of damage on that Chevrolet Super Late model. As Carter Russo able to hang on for all of those laps, being challenged by Mark Keatman, and he is going to be in the 2nd spot. But I do have a good feeling he's going to be able to get right around the number 3 of Jaden Russell with the new tires on the number 21. Ladies and gentlemen in the stands below, with under 40 or under 50 laps of racing left in this one, who is going to bring home the checkered flag? Throw it in the chat. Who do you guys got so far? Will it be the number 21 of Carter Russo, who has been strong all race? Or will it be the number 19 of Peyton Hamlet? Will it be the pole setter, number 9 of Alex Sexton? We will find out in just a couple of moments. As the pace car pulls off of the racetrack, it's going to be in the hands of Jaden Russell. Russell goes. Russo goes right with him. Looks like Russell might be down on power just a little bit. Russo beats him in line and into turns 1 and 2. Russell sliding up the track into the number 3. Peyton Hamlet in the 19 also able to slip to the inside. As the handling must be going away on the Good Wrench Plus number 3. As he falls way back. That time Drew Chance slips up off of 4, slides all the way down to the inside. As Carter Russo pulling away now from the rest of the field. Where is Mark Keatman at? Back in the 8th spot. Passing Jaden Russell, and around goes Mark Keatman. And more problems for the number 2 machine as he gets tagged by Russell into 3. And Mark Keatman just went from being the favorite in this one to now being spun out twice in 2 cautions. So we'll take a look at what happened as they come out of turns 3 and 4. Looks like Russell just comes down the track and is clips the right rear of the 2 of Keatman. And that's going to send both of them spinning down the front stretch. Luckily, everyone else in the field able to avoid it. But that is not going to help the chances of Mark Keatman in the number 2. As Russo in the 21, still leading this one. But Peyton Hamlet got right around Jaden Russell on that restart. Ryman Castle and Alex Sexton as well. Jesse Henderson in the 28 machine rounding out the top 5. It's going to be a good battle to the finish here. 35 or so laps remain in the season in the Mid-South iRacing Super Late Model Division. And right now, Carter Russo is looking good for the championship standings. If Carter Russo wins this race and Mark Keatman doesn't get back up there, this could be a very exciting finish down to the wire for the championship. What will these drivers do to get their name in the history books of the Mid-South iRacing Tour? We will find out within the next 30 laps of racing. That being said, we're going to take a quick break to go grab some drinks, grab some popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. This one is going to get exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. As you see on screen, the 1 to go signal being given to the field. We are going to be coming back for 30 laps of racing at Nashville Fairgrounds. It's going to be Russo and Hamlet leading us to the green. Russo really needs to win this race to help boost his chances of winning the championship. He goes nice and early, leaves Peyton Hamlet in the dust. Ryman Castle in the number 1 machine, able to slip into the 3rd spot. Alex Sexton in the 9, battling with Jesse Henderson for the 4th spot. Henderson with a big moment down the back straightaway. Right behind him, Drew Chance looking at the inside of Cooper Ward. And, Kenneth Cucko, big save down the front straightaway. Got way sideways. Had a turn 4 that time. But back up front, Carter Russo starting to step away from the field as he heads into turns 3 and 4. Ryman Castle able to get around Peyton Hamlet for the 2nd spot. Alex Sexton now looking at the inside of Hamlet for the 3rd spot. So Hamlet now falling back just a little bit. Alex Sexton, the pole sitter in the number 9, fighting to the inside of Hamlet. And we are under caution. Once again, is Jaden Russell in the Good Wrench Plus. Number 3 is around down the back straightaway. We'll take a look at what happened right there between Russell and Kenneth Cucko, I believe. As you see, the 71 and the 3 side by side. And Drew Chance was stopped down the back straightaway, and Cucko had to come up to miss him, and he made contact with the 3. As we'll take a look at what happened to Drew Chance as well. It's right here. He's battling with the number 28 of Jesse Henderson. He gets way sideways off the quarter and just locks it down. But then the 3 of Jaden Russell, who was trying to do it for Dale, here at Nashville. Ends up hitting the wall pretty hard on the inside. So I'm sure the Dale Motorsports crew not very happy with the way that this race is turning out for Jaden Russell. If you're going to be representing Dale, you got to do it well. So unfortunate race going here for Jaden Russell, but he is still on the lead lap in the 10th spot. Sorry, the 9th spot now. As Ward goes to the back. Russo able to hang on to the lead, but Mark Keatman already up into the 6th spot, so things could get interesting here. If Russo wins this race, that's not quite going to be enough. Keatman's got to have a finish worse than, I believe, 3rd. Russo has been leading a majority of the laps here tonight, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to get the bonus point for leading the most laps. So it's really going to be down to where Mark Keatman finishes in about 25 laps here at Fairgrounds. Folks, once again, a reminder here at the WD Broadcasting Network, if you like what you see, give us a follow, a like, and all the good stuff, and share it to your friends in case they want to see some iRacing action. The more we grow this channel, the more fun events that we can host. And if you're looking for a fun event later this year, mark your calendars for November 19th. The inaugural virtual Kalamazoo Clash will be broadcasted right here on the WD Broadcasting Network, along with the Fast Racing Network. So a lot of hype around that race. You definitely, folks, will not want to miss the first running of the virtual Kalamazoo Clash. Big payouts, big names, and big action will be happening at the virtual Kalamazoo Clash. So make sure you set your calendars. If you have questions, you want to race, let us know. Send us a message here on Facebook. We will get you in. Just a $15 entry fee. You could be participating in the virtual Kalamazoo Clash. As the pace car pulls off, Russo and Castle going to lead us to the green. Castle with a little bit better of a restart than Hamlet, but Hamlet's still going to be right there. Looking at the inside, Russo already pretty far gone into turns 1 and 2. As Alex Sexton in the 4th spot, the pole sitter trying to get up to the 19's back bumper. Mark Keatman, the points leader, into the number 2 with just above 20 laps to go. He sits in the 5th spot. Is that going to be enough for the points championship? We will find out, but he is going to have to definitely track down Alex Sexton to try and get that spot if he wants any chance at securing this championship. Is Jesse Henderson in the 28 hanging right there with Mark Keatman. Keatman might have lost a little bit of that speed he had earlier in the early accident. Is out back, a scuffle there for the 8th spot. Cooper Ward getting around Jimmy Gowker for 8th. Gowker blinking out just a little bit here. Drew Chance able to get around Jaden Russell. That's for the 10th spot. Move Drew Chance into the top 10. As up front, Peyton Hamlet gets to the inside of Ryman Castle. The number 1 machine slides up the racetrack just a little bit. That's going to allow Alex Sexton in the number 9 to get to his inside. Is Sexton and Castle side by side right here. And Sexton able to pick up the spot down the back straightaway. Move Alex Sexton into the 3rd spot. This is exactly what Carter Russo wants to see behind him. Cars battling side by side, so it is harder for Mark Keatman to get up into the 4th spot. Where it sits right now with how many laps that Carter Russo has led, this could be a good battle for the points. As out back, Kenneth Kucko pulls it pit side. We'll take a look at what happened to the number 21. So we'll take a look right here. What happened to the 3 of Jaden Russell right there as well. And oh, Jaden Russell slamming into the outside retaining wall. And Kenneth Kucko basically doing a handstand there in 1 and 2. Wow, we will take another look at that one, folks. Is right here. The two battling side by side through turns 1 and 2, or turns 3 and 4, sorry. Kucko making some contact down the front stretch, and bam, right into the outside wall. Kucko goes barrel rolling, and right there, hands up in the air, he goes for a wild ride in turns 1 and 2. Both cars looking like they will be done for the night. Jaden Russell being parked on pit road. The 70 machine is calling it a night here at the fairgrounds. Tempers starting to flare with a handful of laps to go here. Carter Russo still in the lead in the MK Performance number 21. Mark Keatman in the 2 up to the 5th spot. But I don't know if that's going to be enough for this championship. So, going to be coming to green with just above 10 laps to go. And it'll be Carter Russo and Peyton Hamlet leading us to the green this time. Alex Sexton in the 9, slipping into the 3rd spot. There's 15 laps to go here at Fairgrounds. Will we see any bold strategies from anybody to try and get an upper hand on anybody here towards the end of this race? I don't know. I don't think we'll see anybody come to pit road. I doubt any of these guys have tires left in the pits. I believe 2 sets was the number here. These guys are on their 2nd set of tires, so everybody's on what they have unless they need to go down and get a fast repair. But 10 cars now left on the lead lap at the end of this race. I'm sure we might make some contact and get out a little bit more down to the DNF list. So out of the race at the moment, Ryan Freeman. Remember, we saw him go upside down earlier. Preston Boers in the 29. Also out of this one, Nick Smith in the 10 after making contact with Jaden Russell is out of this one. Kenneth Kucko and Jaden Russell as well after that last incident are going to call it a night as the lights go off for hopefully the final time at Nashville. The field will be coming back to green this time by. We'll get another look here as we got 10 cars right there, all of them on the lead lap. So this one should be a spicy race to the finish as they head into turns 3 and 4. It's going to be in the hands of Carter Russo and Peyton Hamlet. As the pace car pulls off, Russo and Hamlet. Russo goes, Hamlet spins the tires a little bit. That might open up the door for Alex Sexton in the number 9 machine. Hamlet slamming the door shut in turns 1 and 2, but here comes Mark Keatman in the number 2. Rolling to the bottom side of Ryman Castle. Castle getting into the wall down the backstretch. Move Mark Keatman into the 4th spot. And oh, out back behind him, Cooper Ward going around along with Zach Woods in the number 61. Woods spinning around. We're green for the moment, but as the field goes down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4, and we will have a yellow flag. So Zach Woods right there making contact with the number 29 of Cooper Ward. Or the 99, sorry about that. Let's take a look at what happened here between Woods and Ward. Is down the back straightaway. It looks like Woods kind of slides up and right in front. Slides up right in front of Cooper Ward, and around goes the P1 Performance at number 61 of Zach Woods. So Woods now down 1 lap, should get the free pass here with just a handful of laps to go. Zach Woods out back. Some damage on the fresh graphics by WD number 61. Remember, folks, if you need an iRacing paint or just some decals thrown together, maybe a logo made, check out Graphics by WD on Instagram. Also, you can message Winston Deal on Facebook. Yes, that is me. Check out my page on Facebook or Instagram if you're ever in need of any kind of graphics material. Hero cards, racing wraps, stickers, logos, anything you need. Give us a message and we should be able to get you figured out. A couple of cars out there. Zach Woods in the 61. Looks a little bit battered now, but at the beginning of this race it looked pretty nice. Alex Sexton in the number 9 machine, also running a Graphics by WD paint. Jesse Henderson in the 28, also rocking the Graphics by Winston Deal paint. So a lot of these guys showing some support to me. Running a few of my cars that I've thrown together here. As Carter Russo still the leader, but look right here. Mark Keatman up into the 4th spot, trying to make this thing interesting before the end of it. Russo able to get a good restart last time. Should be able to replicate it this time around. Peyton Hamlet right behind him. Alex Sexton going to be rolling off 3rd with Mark Keatman at his outside. We saw last time Mark Keatman able to slip underneath Ryman Castle on a couple of restarts ago and move him up into the 4th spot. Castle up or back to the 6th position after starting 15th. As the lights go off on the iRacing.com pace car, it's going to be a 5-lap shootout. 5 laps left in the Mid-South iRacing Tour season. And the points are going to come down to 5 laps at Nashville Fairgrounds. Folks, is Carter Russo going to be able to pull off the miracle and win the points? Or will it be Mark Keatman in the number 2 in the 4th spot? We will find out in just a couple of moments. Out of turn number 4, Russo goes one last time. Alex Sexton not able to get as good of a restart as he'd liked, and he's going to have Mark Keatman rolling to his outside. Keatman not going to be able to make it stick up there in 1 and 2, but he's going to have the top lane going down the back straightaway. He's going to have to tuck in behind the number 9 of Alex Sexton, as Jesse Henderson in the 28 looking right there as well. 4 laps to go for Carter Russo in the 21 as he heads into turns 3 and 4. And down the front straightaway 3 more time around. 3 more times for Carter Russo. Alex Sexton and Mark Keatman still going at it for the 3rd spot. Down the back straightaway. Sexton in the wall just a little bit, allows Keatman to close up to the bumper of the number 9. Hamlet right there, almost to the back bumper of Carter Russo, trying to make this interesting towards the end. 2 laps to go here at Nashville Fairgrounds in the Mid-South iRacing Tour season. Peyton Hamlet almost right there to the back bumper of Carter Russo. White flag is out, 1 more lap to go. Carter Russo takes the white flag and on to the exit of turns 1 and 2. Hamlet closing it up just a little bit, but he's not going to quite be there. Sails it in, not going to be able to get to the bumper. Out of turn number 4. At the line, give it to Carter Russo, picking up the win at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. After 150 laps of racing, Carter Russo in the Signworks MK Performance number 21 brings it home in victory lane. Mark Keatman, who was in the battle for the points, is going to end up 4th place. I believe that's going to be enough to solidify his points championship, but we will let you know in just a couple of moments, as we will be back in just a little bit for some interviews and a wrap-up of the Mid-South iRacing Tour season. Just give us a couple of moments here, and we will be right back. Alrighty, folks, we are back to get a word from our competitors here tonight. First up, before we reveal who won the championship, we'll get a word from our third place finisher, Alex Sexton. Alex, we saw the P1 Performance Graphics by WD number 9 at the top of the board at the end of the practice session and in qualifying. You stuck up there for the majority of the race within the top 3 spots, and at the end you were able to hold off Mark Keatman and bring the number 9 into the 3rd spot. So how'd your race go, Alex?
Yeah, it was good. There were some drivers that were questionable. 28 car kind of spun me there, screwed us up, but we figured out a way to get back to the front, and I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah, we saw you getting a little bit of a scuffle there in the middle of that race, but fortunately you were able to wheel the number 9 back up into the 3rd spot. Looked pretty fast today. I'm sure you got a lot of guys to thank. So we'll let you thank everybody you need to thank, and then we will get you out here so we can talk to our second place finisher.
P1 Performance, Graphics by WD, Fluff Race Cars. That's about it.
Alrighty, well, shout out to all those guys for making the number 9 machine go fast here tonight. Picked up the Fast Time Award and ended up bringing the number 9 into the 3rd spot at the end of this one. So, good way to end off your season, Alex. We hope to see you back next season. And we will now talk to our second place finisher. Peyton Hamlet. Mr. Hamlet, do you got a copy with me here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alrighty, well, that number 19 Ford Performance Mustang was very quick the entire race, and you have a few laps here in real life. Does that translate over into iRacing and your speed here tonight?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. I mean, anytime you have real life experience at any racetrack and can take what you learn and put it onto the sim, it helps a bunch. I've ran here many years, and it was just it was a good race for us. And I think we ran pretty well. Wish we would have won. We had a car that would win, but ran out of time, sadly.
Yeah, we saw you. You actually mentioned earlier you picked up your fastest lap of the race with just 2 laps to go. So you were definitely wheeling a deal and trying to get to the number 21, but just came up a little bit short, maybe a few more laps. You could have had something for him. But you ended up bringing the number 19 home second place, 1 spot short of the victory. But as always, the number 19 Ford Performance car looked very quick. You got a lot of people to thank, Peyton, so I'll let you thank everybody that got you there, and we'll get a word from our winner.
Of course, I just like to, thank my whole family because, with the experience that I have here in real life, none of that would have been possible without them. Thank all of my guys that help us every week at the real track. They deserve a big shout out anytime we're on here. Stephen Chun, owe him a big shout out. He's a good friend of mine and a bunch of help to me on the service. And that's about all I've got, man.
Alrighty, well, hopefully we see the number 19 back in the fall season. But it was a good way to end off your 2022 spring season. So a good run to you, Peyton Hamlet, and we will be getting a word from our winner, Carter Russo. So Carter Russo picking up the win here tonight. In the moment that we've all been waiting for, the points champion for the 2022 spring season for the Mid-South iRacing Tour Super Late Models is Carter Russo, picking up the win here tonight at Nashville Fairgrounds, securing his championship hopes. Carter, we saw you qualify not too hot, but fortunately you were able to pick up the Hard Charger Award, and that brought you the points championship after leading a majority of the laps here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Had a rough qualifying go. I was struggling all day in practice, and this thing's so loose on the long run. I was just trying to figure out my long runs or my short run speed to get try and get pole, try and get around Marcus as quick as I could, but trying to do that, I didn't really know what I was gonna do in the long run, but luckily it got better as we went on, and yeah, I just couldn't thank Mark enough. I mean, we were beating and begging a whole bunch, and he definitely could have wrecked me way harder than he did. He got wrecked how he did, but going 2 for 2 in the Mid-South Super Late Model Championships pretty sweet. Just can't thank Mark Keatman. Everybody, it's got me out here. A lot of fun.
Yeah, we saw Mark Keatman giving your back bumper some new paint there for quite a few laps, and unfortunately, it didn't work at his benefit, and he ended up going around, and that ended up losing him the points championship. He ended up finishing fourth, not bad of a run, but just not quite enough to get you the victory lane and your second points championship here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour Super Late Models. So Carter, a great season. I believe you picked up 5 wins on the tour. You and Mark picking up 9 wins collectively as a team. So shout out to you guys. And it was a great season. We enjoyed watching you guys go at it for many, many laps. 150 laps here tonight was a very exciting race. And that right there, folks, is going to wrap us up for the 2022 season in the Mid-South iRacing Tour Super Late Model Division. If you enjoyed, please give us a like and a follow and a share on Facebook. But until next time, everybody have a good rest of your week. And we will give out more information on the upcoming season for the Mid-South iRacing Tour. But that's going to wrap it up for the spring season. So, as always, everybody go ahead and take it easy. Have a good rest of your week. And that'll be it from Nashville. Thank you for tuning in to the WD Broadcasting Network. And as I said earlier, make sure you give us a like, follow, share, whatever you got to do. Get us some more awareness here. And as always, everybody, go ahead and take it easy.